Hello, friends. Happy new moon in Aquarius. My name is Allison. If you're new here, welcome to Wonderland. I am the self-proclaimed priestess of Wonderland, and by what that means for me is that I sit between one pillar in the real world and one pillar in Wonderland, and I kind of hold that space between madness and sanity. And I am the creator of the Just a Phase Moon Planner. I encourage people to get in flow with their cycle and the moon cycle so that they're able to create this world that brings them happiness and joy, and we don't need to be escaping to Wonderland as much. I want everybody to be able to create this world and magic and have that be the real world. So if you're new to pick a cards, how this works is we've got 3 piles here, 1, 2, and 3. And I will just have you select one, find the timestamp in the description box below that will take you directly to your reading. There is a 4th timestamp that will take you to a closing statement, and immediately following the closing statement we will be doing a self-care ritual, a self-care candle ritual. If for those of you that purchased the moon kit for this month, we will be using the supplies for that. However, if you would still like to participate, you can use any candle, and we will be setting intentions for the new moon. If you would like to have some supplies that are similar, we are using pink candles. This is a purple one, but we're using pink, and we're also using a rose oil blend and dried rose petals. So if you have anything similar to that, but you can use anything that calls out to you in your spice cabinet or your herb cabinet, and any candle will do for setting intention. So again, that will be the 4th timestamp at the end, a little new moon ritual. And just to give you a little close up, the candles go along with the piles here. So pile number 1 goes with this red candle, and just so that you can see, this is the red vibrant color, just because you can't kind of see it as well. So just if that red color calls out to you, then choose number 1 and find the timestamp below. Then we have in the center here pile number 2, and that goes with this dark orange. I do wish that it was a brighter orange, because this center pile here had a very sacral chakra kind of energy to it. So if I had a brighter orange candle, I would be using that for that pile. And the pile number 3 has this purple lavender candle here. So if that color or candle or pile calls out to you, you will find the 3rd timestamp below. You might need to pause the video to give yourself time to see which pile jumps out at you. And take a deep breath. We'll light some incense while you make your decision, and then again, find your timestamp in the description below. And I wish you a happy new moon. Hello, group 1, and if you chose the red candle and pile number 1, this reading is for you for the new moon in Aquarius / Imbolc in between season energy. Imbolc is halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So we're halfway to spring. The light is continuing to grow, and this is your reading for the next moon cycle, to hopefully help you get some ideas about what you should be setting your intentions around. And we've got some oracle cards, and we'll jump into tarot cards first. We we have the Emperor. Oops. Sorry, it's just so that you can see him before the glare hits him. It's the dodo bird portrayed as the Emperor. We also have the Chariot portrayed as the playing croquet with flamingos and what were those little things called? I don't know, like hedgehogs or gophers or something. We also have the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So if you're not that familiar with tarot, I'd like to kind of briefly explain what we have here. Basically, we have two major arcana cards. These oftentimes symbolize big shifts and big changes in your life. And then we have a few minor arcana cards that are kind of like minor events in your life taking place. There are four suits of the minor arcana cards, the Pentacles, which we have here, the Cups, Swords, and Wands. So I think I just wanted to point that out because I think it might be significant for you to notice that we have two Pentacle cards here. Pentacles represent the element of earth and physical, tangible things such as money, finances, and also physical objects. So this could have something to do with your finances, your career. Maybe you're setting intentions around those things. When I was first pulling the cards, I kind of got the feeling that you might be a small business owner, or somebody who is watching might be a small business owner, or some sort of entrepreneur kind of person, just because of how the Queen of Pentacles is portrayed in this specific deck. It has that energy of self-sustainability. We also have the Emperor over here to begin with, and he usually represents structures, foundation. So I feel like this is something that like you are building towards, this Queen of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Pentacles is, however, in the Rider-Waite deck is typically portrayed as a female figure sitting in a garden. She's surrounded by prosperity and abundance symbolized within her garden, flourishing and growing very well. So you might be setting intentions towards some sort of financial abundance, prosperity, that kind of energy. And the cards are telling you that you really need to build your foundation to get there. If you are a small business owner, maybe writing out a business plan, the Emperor is all about structure and stability. He is number 4 in the tarot card, and 4 symbolizes just that structure and stability. This is also an earth card, so we've got a lot of earth energy for you here. Whether you are an earth sign or if you are just lacking the earth element within your life, that's going to be a big focus for you this month. A lot of the energy just from the tarot cards alone has to do with building a foundation, planning, making sure that you have the structure and stability. The Chariot card often depicts movement, meaning you have that structure, you have that foundation, you have the balance of the light and the dark, you have your bags packed and everything that you need, and you're ready to go. You're ready to move into something. This overall reading, though, is telling me that you really need, even though we have the Chariot here, which often depicts movement, it's kind of telling me that you really need to make sure that you have your ducks in a row, that you have everything that you need, that you are ready, and that you are prepared. So I kind of feel like this next moon cycle won't be based on movement, and unless this is a general reading for a collective group of people. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest. It's just the overall kind of energy of this is, even though we have the Chariot, is that there is not going to be that much movement, because I feel like the big things here are making sure that you have everything that you need so that you can be moving forward. The Six of Pentacles can go two ways. It can be you having enough wealth and abundance and prosperity to be able to give charity to others. You're able to share that wealth with the community, or this is about accepting charity from somebody else. I know, especially if you're a small business owner, you want to do everything that yourself. Most people that get into that sort of field are like self-starters, it might find it difficult to be accepting help from others. So I think that this is going to be a big part of your foundation, is gaining the finances that you need, and that is going to involve accepting help from other people. So let's dive into the tarot cards, or the oracle cards, I'm sorry. So the first one that we had here is the Mirror Guardian. And let me take all of this stuff off. There we go. Take time to reflect. So again, I think this is part of that building the foundation, Emperor energy, Chariot energy, making sure that you have everything that you need before you move forward. Mirror Guardian is all about, it's take time to reflect. So that's reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your environment, reflecting on big picture, and also remembering that when we have these mirror cards come up, also remembering that when something is triggering to us, everything that we encounter on our day-to-day life is a mirror reflecting back at us our energy. So if there's something that somebody else is doing that's bothering you, triggering you, oftentimes that is your energy being reflected back to you. Whatever you put out into the world is going to be reflected back to you. So take those lessons and take that when you're triggered by something, when something is bothering you, take a look at it and see, is this my energy? Is this quality that somebody else has? Is this a quality that I have within myself as well, and that's why it's triggering me? So that in that way you can, by working on yourself and by fixing that thing within yourself, is going to be better to lead an example and to heal yourself and to fix yourself, instead of projecting and blaming and pointing to things that are outside of yourself. So the Mirror Guardian asks us to kind of pause and really think about things before we're moving forward. And that is wonderful energy to have around the dark moon and the new moon, because a lot of us feel like we need to be starting things on the new moon. And we often forget that it is a time of rest and rejuvenating, recuperating. We also have trust in the unknown, and the energy of this card is like the Sky Father. It's the Sky Father. He very symbolic of God in the Christian religion. It also sits right on top of this Six of Pentacles. So I think that you are being asked to trust that the universe is working behind the scenes on your behalf, and that you need to focus on the things that you can do, the things that you can control, the foundation that you can. This could be like a new routine. This is organizing your office, cleaning your energy, starting a new exercise routine, a health routine, a new diet, something, introducing healthy food, so that you're able to create this foundation and reflection, and trust that the universe is looking out for you. By taking care of yourself and doing your own work, there is going to be some sort of charity, and the universe is going to assist you when you need it. We also have the Hermit card, Retreat and Recharge. So this plays with the time to reflect kind of energy too. I'm going to read from the book because this is the first time that the Hermit in this deck has come up. So I was really excited to see him come up here. We have a Hermit character in the tarot deck that represents a time of rest, reflection, hibernating, just kind of really going inwards on yourself. So the message of this, I'm curious if the message of this card is similar to that. So take your time to rest and recuperate in order to continue your growth. Benefit from the information that will come directly to your heart space. So by taking time to reflect and relax and hibernate, we're able to receive the messages that the universe is trying to send us and notice the gifts that they're trying to send us as well. So the Hermit card is one of solitude and meditation. It represents your capacity to go within and arrive at the cave of your heart. Many of the answers to your problems lie within, and if you don't take the time to connect with yourself and feel comfortable alone, you won't be able to hear the messages that are rising up inside of you. The cross-legged meditation position of the cave-dwelling sadhu on the card is an invitation to harness the power of your meditation practice. The Sri Yantra symbol behind him. Oh, I didn't even notice that. The Sri Yantra behind him. The Sri Yantra symbol behind him represents the union of masculine and feminine energies, hence support from Mother, Father, God. Interesting that we have the Sky Father in this also. The extended message of this card is you have been working hard and giving your all to your current situation, and it may become draining and detrimental to your development unless you retreat and recharge your energies. So you are being guided to take a step back at this time. If you are working on bringing something together, your over-involvement could impede the process to retreat and breathe. If you have something to say or do that could have a larger impact on your life, spend some time in deep thought, even contemplation, before moving forward. Often, before moving forward, I think is the key part here with the Chariot. Let me read that again. If you have something to say or do that could have a larger impact on your life, spend some time in deep thought, even contemplation, before moving forward. Often when we rush in, we don't see how destructive our actions can be. So meditate and listen to your soul's wisdom before proceeding further. Okay, so definitely taking your time this moon cycle. I know we always want to jump into things very quickly, but you are really getting the message from Spirit to rest, reflect, plan things out, really structure your life, so that you're able to move into this prosperity and abundance and wisdom that's coming your way. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. And I feel like this also speaks to the Six of Pentacles here, where we're allowing ourselves to ask for help when we need it. This can be people in your physical life, or this could be asking your spirit guides or angels to help you. Ask and you shall receive. We also have the Dance with Life card. Do something to change your energy. Now, if you're somebody that is trying to just work all the time, the Emperor energy kind of has that very structured, strict, routine kind of energy to it. So if you're somebody who was just you're just trying and nothing's working out, but you just keep going and you keep going and I feel like for a lot of us, we've been in this survival mode and we haven't really taken the time to be like, okay, this isn't changing. We're not going back to no old normal. And I don't think we've really kind of figured out what new normal actually is. I think we're just kind of surviving and just trying to, tread water and keep our head above So I think we've forgotten to take time to really have fun and enjoy ourselves. For those of you that chose this deck, I think a lot of this rest and relaxation and this hermit energy and this reflection energy is going to be about figuring out what it is that brings you joy in life and allowing yourself to do those things, because I don't think a lot of us have been allowing ourselves to do those things that really bring us joy. We're kind of, numbing, and you might watch a movie at the end of the night. You might eat your favorite meal at the end of the day, but are you really enjoying it? Are you really having a good time? Or are you just distracting yourself? So this card is asking you to really, and maybe with all of this inner reflection and this hermit, it might even be about just finding how to enjoy time with yourself. Dancing by yourself, because we have the dance with life, like dancing and to your favorite song and not caring about who's watching you, that kind of energy. Just going to pick an additional chakra card to see where you should be focusing your energy. I chose the red candle for you because of, well, let's see what chakra we get. Can we have one last chakra card for group 1? Okay. Receptivity. When someone shares their truth with you, listen. So listen to this Sky Father energy. Listen to when someone is offering you help. Open channels for divine wisdom to flow both toward you and through you. Something or someone seeks your attention. And I was noticing when I was shuffling, look at him peeking there. Like the divine masculine father energy, God energy, if that's something that you believe in, is trying to support you. You also have the Emperor here too. Remember that even animal spirit allies can be messengers of wisdom from the higher dimensions. Be open to messages as they come in whatever form, and ask for clarity if needed as you integrate what you receive. This is a throat chakra card. The crystal is angelite and the herb is elderberry. So I do get this very angelic, masculine, maybe Archangel Michael might be somebody that you work with, or Archangel Raphael. Raphael helps with healing. Michael is going to help for protecting and removing things from your life that you no longer serve you. I chose the red candle for you for the root chakra because of this hermit grounding, kind of going deep within kind of energy. 33 is a number, just in case you're into numerology, that's a master number. So I would definitely set intentions around building structure in your life, setting time for work and setting time for play, setting time for planning and structuring within your life. I would love, we're focusing on self-care, so this month we're doing a ritual at the end. If you would like to stay around for that, please do. We're using a candle that came in the candle moon kit, but you can use any candle that you'd like. We're also using roses. So if you would like to click the 4th timestamp for the closing statement, and then we will move into a new moon ritual as well. I think for you, setting intentions around structure and stability in your life, and allowing for that downtime, planning that downtime so that you really get into it. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and comment if you resonated with this video. Check out priestessofwonderland.com. We still have some copies of the Just a Phase Moon Planner available. And I just really appreciate your support, and thank you for being here. Have a happy new moon and a happy Imbolc. I hope that Brigid lights her flame and leads the way to the path of your desire. So have a happy new moon. Thank you so much. Hello, group 2. if you chose the orange candle here, I know it's a really dark orange color. Hopefully I remembered to mention in the opening that if could be, this would be a very bright and vibrant orange based on the reading that we've received from it today. So if you chose the orange candle that wishes it was bright orange, and this is your reading for the Aquarius new moon for February 2022. It feels so weird to say 2022 still. So we've got a few tarot cards and some oracle cards. We're going to dive into the book for a few of these cards. But here we go. These are your cards. We have the King of Cups. We also have the Knight of Cups. Then we have the Page of Wands and the High Priestess. So the thing that struck me the most at first with just the tarot cards in general is how many court cards there are. We've got a king, a knight, and a page. It would have been crazy if this was the Page of Cups. But so we have the King of Cups first, who is the king of the cup suit, which is the water element. So he's an emotional person, but he's grounded. He doesn't let his emotions overwhelm him. As you can see, he's portrayed here as floating in the middle of a somewhat turbulent ocean because we have the darker clouds here and waves. But he's just playing cards and he's drinking out of his cup. It's not spilling over or overflowing. So he's just like, he's an emotional person, but he's okay with being emotional, and he feels good. He knows how he feels, and he feels good about how he feels. The Knight of Cups has a similar kind of energy to it, but whereas the king has mastered and can relax and sit on his throne, the knight is moving and moving forward with something that you are feeling emotionally, moving forward with a relationship, possibly, because cups are emotions and relationships. But then we have the Page of Wands here, and the page is the fire element, whereas the cups was water. And this page in particular, I mean, the Rider-Waite page can somewhat be like a charismatic, kind of like young, charming kind of person, and a creative person too. Someone who's very creative and passionate about their creativity. This page in particular gives me an artist vibe to it. So I don't know if you are an artist or are learning something creative. The Page of Wands has that creative art student kind of energy to it. And then we have the High Priestess at the end here. One of my favorite cards in the deck, and I love this image too because, excuse me, sorry, I'm getting ads on my phone. So the High Priestess is able to sit between the dark and the light pillar, meaning she can balance and hold space between good and bad, black versus white. She kind of sits in the middle. She also has access to seeing beyond the veil, or in this case, in this card on this deck, she's able to see through the looking glass and kind of mediate those two worlds. So there is something, because we have so much cup energy combined with the High Priestess, I feel like there's something going on within this moon cycle that has to deal with either emotions, relationships, or your intuition, or all of the above. I feel like maybe there's some sort of creative outlet that you're channeling your emotions and passion into, and your intuition into, this energy just feels like, it feels really good. Like it's flowing, it's creative and passionate, it's intuitive. So let's check in with our oracle cards. We have play, which is so cool, because in the first card we also got, well, it was a dancing card or something like that, dance with life. So this says, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. I think like you've tackled your emotions, and you're just like, you're like ready to play. We also have inner temple, devotion, and tune into the portal of your heart. So these are the cards that I wanted to read from the book from. I love how this kind of goes with the high priestess energy here. We've got the pillars and the beyond the veil, and so I really wanted to read from the book, or the book for these. Inner temple. This reading feels like very, very good, like super light and flowy, and like things are like moving in the right, you're like in the flow, in the zone, especially like in the creative zone. So a devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. You are being called to be a devoted student. Oh, interesting. A devoted student. The pages are all considered students, or possibly younger people. So you are being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart, to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be being, I think that's a typo. You could be being called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or to show up to your soul with rhythm. Interesting that we have play and rhythm here too. To develop a daily practice where you will fill your well up and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you are seeking are waiting for you in the portal of your heart, but you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you, and so the more time you spend with it and how you show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn, and you are being called to go deeper into your soul growth, or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or a spiritual teacher. If you have already been a committed student, then you are being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of them you are. How proud of you they are, and that the time you spend in devotion is priceless. If you are questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to know to turn your focus toward devotion and this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. You may be one big moving prayer. Commit to a daily devotional practice. I'm just going to, just in case you do want to pick up a devotional practice of using that mantra, please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. Just in case you want to screenshot that and use that in your daily practice this moon cycle. And then the other one we have is play. Ooh, I love this reading. There is another thing I wanted to point out about all the cup energy, but let's jump back to that. So have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Stop taking life so seriously. Your spirit needs to have some fun. The more you play, the more inspiration will follow. I also see, so this was calling you to take up some sort of meditation kind of practice, and we have the High Priestess here. I feel like meditation, especially if you listen to guided meditations that guide you into sleep, I feel like that gives our soul permission to play while we're sleeping. And a lot of times we forget to do that. Like, it's a really good nighttime practice to say, all right, thanks spirit guides, like now let's go play. Ask them to take you somewhere, or give your soul permission to go play and wander through this, whatever's through this door right here. You are being called to rest and play and to learn to have more fun. Do something that makes you laugh, the best medicine around. Call up a friend that you can be silly with. Take your inner child on a date. The more you switch off your mind, the more room your spirit has to whisper and guide. When we do things without being attached to the outcome, ideas, clarity, guidance, and solutions have the space to drop in. The left and right hemispheres of the brain can begin taking over. Make play a compulsory part of your day. Schedule it. Spend more time doing things just because you love them, just because they bring you joy and light you up. If you follow what lights you up, you will light up the world without even trying. For when you are lit up, you are in your spirit, and when you are in your spirit, you fall into flow with your life. How do you play? How do you have fun? What lights you up? If you have been working hard lately, it's time to celebrate how far you've come. All that you have achieved. Don't rush on to the next thing. Take a moment to throw a party, go on vacation, or have more fun. Work your light action is have more fun, play more, celebrate your achievements. So this is also kind of King of Cups energy, because like he is in so much control of his emotions that he can play and have fun and not be so serious, even though he is the king. I also wanted to mention, when I was first pulling these cards and the King and the Knight of Cups came up, I got this kind of Pisces energy, and we're in Aquarius season, but we will be moving into Pisces season next month. And I just kind of got the energy that like I don't know, maybe somebody listening was a Pisces, and a lot of times right before our birthday we kind of go through this dark kind of phase, and this kind of like high priestess going within, allowing yourself to play. I don't know, it just had this energy of maybe somebody who's watching is a Pisces and is going through that transition of like, oh gosh, another year's gone by, that kind of thing. So the last two, oh yeah, this was so interesting too. So the last two oracle cards we got here are Spring, See Your Seeds Grow, and Autumn, Release the Old and Rest. So this reading was just so fascinating to me. I don't know if like part of the energy or part of the message that I'm getting is that there's something that maybe something that you set intentions around in the fall is now coming to fruition, and you feel like you're in flow now, you're feeling creative, you're in touch with your intuition, and you're just feeling inspired to really move forward and get some seeds planted for spring. I feel like whoever is watching this is really just in flow and in tune with themselves, and with just like allowing, and just the energy around this reading just feels so nice. We're picking chakra oracle cards for the last card here. And I think this was another thing I was thinking, that because the spring card was sitting right here when I first pulled them, with the cup, the Knight and the King of Cups, I just kind of had this feeling that you were a spring, because Pisces is like right before spring. So I don't know, I just got this feeling that somebody listening is a Pisces baby. So let's get one last card for group 2. And as far as intention setting going, I think it, again, it literally said like schedule time to play. So definitely schedule time to play, but I feel like you are in flow, and maybe it's just about like setting your routine, like maybe writing it, finalizing it, setting it down on whatever this flow is. Like, remember that this is your flow. Oh, we also, this one jumped out, release and empower. This is, oh, perfect. This is a sacral chakra card, and I chose the orange because I had this very creative feeling when I was pulling and with the Page of Wands here, and I just feel like there is some sort of like creative outlet for this emotion and for this intuition that's flowing through here. So release and empower. Release any stagnant energy and re-energize your spirit to feel more creative, alert, sexually empowered, and full of zest for life. When you do, all the magic and power that exists inside of you will push forward, ahead, and in the direction your soul and spirit need to go. Ask your spirit guides for help overcoming obstacles, especially those of you who may not be consciously aware of at this time. Let nothing hold you back. Again, this is a sacral chakra card. The crystal is imperial topaz and the herb is fennel. So for you, I think it's definitely going to be about, and if you're using the Just a Phase Moon Planner, this is the perfect month, because that is the exercise for this new moon, is to setting an elemental routine, helping you get into flow now that we've used the planner for a month and have been tracking our mood and understand now what our flow is, what our cycle is, and how our cycle compares to the moon and all of that. Just like really putting it down and structuring it. And also celebrating. I think this autumn is like something that you started in the fall of last year, is something that you need to celebrate, because you've definitely earned it, deserved it, and your spirit guides want to like woo with you. So we will be doing a self-care ritual at the end of this video, and with the 4th timestamp and the closing statement. So if you're interested in really committing yourself to a self-care routine and committing yourself to this flow of confident water creative energy, stay tuned for the end. As always, please like and subscribe, comment if this video resonates with you, and I hope to see you at the ritual. If not, I'll see you next month. Thank you so much. Hello, group 3. If you chose this lavender candle and pile number 3, then this reading is for you for the new moon in Aquarius for 2022. I'm just going to light your candle for you and put that off to the side. And let's jump into it. So we've got a couple oracle decks here that I used, and I'm really excited to read into the book for a few of them, because I actually haven't pulled a few of the cards, but let's look at the tarot cards here first. Oops. We have the Queen of Wands, Alexa, volume down. Didn't know that was so loud. The Page of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Star. I have to say right off the bat that this is a very beautiful reading. Group number 2 was a really beautiful reading too. I'm loving the energy of this reading. Before we jump in the oracle cards, let's just start off with, so we have the Queen of Wands here. The Queen of Wands is one of my favorite cards in the tarot deck. Unfortunately, I'm not really a fan of this particular Queen of Wands, because I kind of don't like that she's portrayed as the Queen of Hearts, because as we all know, the Queen of Hearts is very off with their head, whereas the Queen of Wands typically is someone who's very charismatic and charming and fiery and passionate, but that's okay. This might be representing you. I was kind of getting the energy of that this is representing whoever chose this pile, because of the progression. Just feels like we have the Page of Pentacles, which is oftentimes a student, But the overall feeling of this reading is that like you have learned your lesson, you've done your work, you've done your planning, and now it's time for these ships to come in. And see how the dark clouds are clearing. The Two of Wands is often a card of planning, and the Three of Wands is about like moving forward with that plan and taking like you did the work, and now it's time for things to play themselves out. And then we also have the beautiful star at the end here, and the star tells us that you've been on this journey, you've learned the lessons from the past. The star follows the death card in the tarot deck, so it's like you've learned that lesson. You can look back on bad times and understand that like I grew from that, I learned something from that. And all of this, like the Page of Pentacles is like you are learning something, typically like something physically tangible. All of the pages can oftentimes represent students, but I kind of feel like the Page of Pentacles just has this like studious more than the other pages. Like you've done your work, you've done your planning, you've ruled your kingdom in a very like passionate, creative way, and I just feel like you deserve this time to be just like sitting on your throne, and you recognize that I've been through some shit, but like I understand that I had to do that to get to where I am now. The next two cards we have here is Trust the Niggle. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck just because she totally made up this word niggle. And what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So this card asks you to pay attention to your surroundings. You might be receiving synchronicities, repetitive numbers. The universe is trying to speak to you on some form, and it's like nudging you. Like niggle is like, what is it pushing you to do? Like, what is that? Like you've gone through this journey, and I think this next moon cycle is about what are we doing next? What is coming in next for you? And then we also have birthing a new age. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And I wanted to read from this one because I haven't received this card before, so this is really exciting for me to learn a new card. Birthing a new age. Often our path is exactly the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyways. Often our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyways. This card is giving me chills. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyways. We are birthing a new age. Right now, we are in a transition period between ages, in the process of allowing the old cycle to fall away and the new to rise. Like driving in the fog and trusting the road will appear ahead, we need to release old identities in ways that no longer serve us, using our intuition as a compass. You are a part of a group of souls who have been incarnating at significant periods of history, preparing for this exact time. Dreaming a new world into being. Magdalene sisters, daughters of Isis, Essens, I'm not sure about that word. Priestesses, witches, mystics, healers, seers, artists, midwives, visionaries, guardians of the earth, and storytellers from past times. It is time to give permission and space for what is beckoning within to be born. We are dreaming a new world into being. Just in case you want to take a screenshot of this Work Your Light activation, hold the card on your heart and say, I am open to surrendering to the creations that are wanting to be birthed through me. May I be of service in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. Please use me, please lead me, and please show me the way. This is a very powerful card. I have chills all up and down my body. So this is a really big time for you. Like, your ships are coming in, you are learning and doing the work. You understand that the path that you are on is leading you to where you are now. And Queen of Wands, man, you are helping us move into this new age, and I am all for it. The other cards that we have here are Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Moon, take note of intuitive messages. And Hunter, track down your fears and desires. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck because this is the lesson of shadow work, and you've also got the star here because the star is on the other side of the shadow work. So whether or not you have done that shadow work or not, or whenever we finish doing shadow work, there's more shadow that pops up, and we got to work on that too. So the Hunter in this deck is just helping us understand and almost kind of like encouraging us to keep going into those dark places, because that's where you're going to find your creativity, your sexuality, your inspiration, that spark within. Because oftentimes the things that scare us are the things that we really desire most. So I love this card in this deck. I love this card for this reading. If you're having any hesitations, remember that you are strong. And you can do it. I do want to read, I'm just kind of curious about the Moon card in this deck. I don't think I've actually read it before. And I just love that we got this on it for a new moon reading. So I just wanted to kind of read this one also. Use your intuition, practice discernment, and see through illusions and blockages. The moon is strongly associated with the divine feminine and the energy of receiving. If the sun is God, the moon is goddess, and so she offers a powerful energy of polarity and balance. She has a cyclical energy and is therefore strongly connected to emotions, which often come and go in waves, and to somewhat interesting behavior. So when the moon appears in a reading, you are often being told that not everything is as it seems. The moon has a dark side, just dark, not negative, and can show you that you've been kept in the dark, what you've been kept in the dark about. So this, I think, really goes with this. Track down your fears and desires. The extended messages, lunar energies are surrounding your life, allowing you to understand what is standing in your way. Not everything is as it seems, and you're being guided to use your discernment. When the moon appears, your intuitive or psychic urges are increased, so take note of any feelings arising at this time. They are messages from your soul and angels. The moon shines her light on all that has been kept in the dark. So ask yourself if you are avoiding anything or refusing to deal with something of importance. If so, it could be holding you in the shadows when your destiny is to be in the light. This card appears when you feel someone isn't being completely real with you. Know their intentions will be revealed to you. The moon has no secrets. She reveals all. I feel like this is a really beautiful card to go with, like, trust that niggle. Like, what is that? Something is pushing you. You've come a very long way, and you should be proud of that. But there's something that, like, you got to keep on that path. If you're having any doubts, like, remember you're the warrior. Stand strong. Your time is coming. Like, your time is now, is what the messages that I'm getting from this card. I'm gonna pull one more chakra card for you. I chose the purple candle because I felt like it was like this message felt very crown chakra, violet ray, kind of like divine energy. So that's why I chose purple for you, or violet specifically. Alrighty, can we have a chakra card for group 3 for this new moon in Aquarius? Alexa, volume down. I feel like she just keeps getting louder. This is supposed to be like really quiet background music. Okay. Soul path intuition. Jeez Louise. Your path is unfolding in good and perfect time, and you are right where you are meant to be. No one is in your life by accident, and nothing has transpired without careful consideration and curation by spirit. Now is the time for you to trust this path and open yourself to deeper awareness of your purpose for incarnating in this lifetime. As you engage your Dharma and explore your purpose, you may be inspired or called upon to help others do the same. Third eye chakra, tanzanite, and poppy. So that you are like on the path and you are doing the right thing. If you have any doubts, set intentions of like staying connected, really like trusting in the universe. If you would like, this month we are focusing on self-care, putting those practices into place that help keep us in flow and on the path. So that is the fourth timestamp immediately following this video, along with a closing statement. So if you'd like to do a little candle ritual with us, please stay tuned and like and subscribe, comment if this reading resonates with you, and thank you for your divine service, and thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. All right, hi friends, thanks for sticking around for the end of the video. I cannot believe I just finally figured out how to do this camera setup, and my mind is blown. So happy new moon in Aquarius, happy Imbolc, happy Brigid's Day, happy Candlemas, whatever it is that you celebrate. Happy. These readings were very wonderful. Like, I have been feeling very low, and I'm telling you, these readings lifted me up. And so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. We've got the similar themes around all of the groups here. Had a lot to do with setting intentions around our routines and really structuring our life for success. Paying attention to our intuition, trusting that the universe has our back and is there to help when we need it. So remembering to ask for help, remembering to lay down that foundation and that structure and stability so that you are able to really take care of yourself and tap into that energy. So I think it's totally perfect that we're focusing on self-care for this month for our little ritual that we'll be doing in a moment. So again, the only supplies that you need are just a candle. If you have any rose petals or rose oil, that's great. If not, just pick something out of your cabinet. Pick some cinnamon to add some spice to your life, or some basil for some prosperity, or anything in your typical like cooking cabinet is going to work wonderful to dress. You can even just use regular old olive oil. If you don't have an essential oil blend that you'd like to use, olive oil works fine to stick the herbs on there. And we can all set our intentions together at the end. So if you want to run and grab that while I continue to go through the cards here, I think the general consensus is to stop trying to survive, get out of survival mode, and get into a more structured routine, to not be escaping, to find things that really bring you joy, and to keep moving and to keep going and to keep moving forward, to have the strength and spark and inspiration. I'm telling you, like, these readings really inspired me, and I have been feeling very low. Some of you know that I've been sick, and I almost didn't even do, I always say this, I almost didn't do these readings, but then I sucked it up and did it anyways, and I'm so glad that I did. So we're being asked to play. We had two to dance, to connect to our inner temple and our inner intuition, because we are birthing the new age. Check out this awesome card here. We're birthing the new age, and we're getting closer. I think we're on the right path. And so pay attention to your intuition. Ask your spirit guides and your angels for help when you need it. Some of us in group 1, we're needing to really take some time out and reflect. Group 2, it was more about going within. All of the kind of energy is going within and going within and paying attention to your intuition and your soul and your journey, paying attention to you, reflecting on you, paying attention to you, self-care. Like, I'm really glad that we're doing this self-care ritual in a moment, and to listen to the messages that you're receiving, release and empower, and then be looking and staying on the soul path, because I think we're on it and we're there and we're going. So using this new moon to set intentions around self-care. We'll be doing that in a moment. So they all of the cards here had a very similar thread of allowing yourself to rest, allowing yourself to play, not working so hard, but still finding that stability and discipline and structure so that you're able to stay on the path and you don't get burnt out, and you're not overworking yourself, but you're also not avoiding or escaping any of these things. So I think that's all I have to say about that. I think all of the readings were pretty straightforward and spoke for themselves. So we'll just take a moment to switch. Let me clear all this up and get ready for our ritual, and we will come back in a moment. Hello and happy new moon. I hope that you resonated with one of the 3 pick a card readings this evening, and I hope that it's given you kind of some time to reflect and think about what you want to be setting intentions around, and so that you're ready and prepared to do this ritual. Obviously, I kind of think I wanted to do this live, but I kind of think it's nice to do it, to pre-record it, because that way you can pause if you need to. Because I'm personally, when I do new moon rituals, I take time to journal. I take time to write in my planner, as well as the actual whatever ritual or activity that I'm doing. So I know we all wanted it to be live, but I think this is nice. This way anybody can do it at their leisure and not feel the pressure or rush to do something, especially because of the new moon and the low energy. I personally still have low energy today. And so it's just working out this way. If there's another time in the future that we're able to do it live, maybe we will switch to that. But for now, I think it's nice to just be able to go with the flow and watch it as you need to, and you can pause it as you need to if you need extra time to journal and that kind of thing. I've already opened a circle because I always open a circle when I do readings, especially for other people. So we will close it together at the end, but I just wanted to take a moment to welcome or thank all the guardians for sticking around and hanging out with me while I prepared for this ritual. I just want to thank the guardians of air for their wisdom, for helping me receive the message that needed to be received. And I also asked them that they carry the messages to those who need to receive it, specifically for the card readings. So I just want to thank them for being here. We also want to thank the guardians of the south, who are the spirits of fire. They are the ones that light a fire under our butts, inspire us to do things creatively and to live our life to the fullest in a very passionate and sensual way. So we thank them for sticking around and hanging out with us this evening. Let's put this over here. I don't want it to be too close to the camera. And then we want to thank the Guardians of the North, the Guardians of the West. Thank you for hanging out and keeping me hydrated and cleansed and helping me not feel overwhelmed. And we thank them for hanging out with us today. So cheers to you all. And then the Guardians of the North, the Spirits of Earth. Oh, I need their strength so much. It's an element that I don't have, that doesn't come naturally to me. So I thank them for their structure and stability and the groundedness that they offer to us. And I want to thank your spirit guides for bringing you here. I want to thank my spirit guides for helping me because I'm always asking for help. I'm always asking for them. Anything else that you might want to grab a journal, you might want to grab your planner. Another thing is just like a little piece of parchment paper. I meant to put one in the kits, but I didn't. So a regular piece of paper works fine too. What we're going to do is sprinkle our herbs on the inside, and we'll be rolling the candle in them. Another thing that you can do is warm your candle up with a hairdryer or a heat gun. This helps soften the wax, and the herbs will stick onto it, so you're actually like pressing the herbs into the wax, which I have like under my fingernail. Sorry, I've been playing in ashes all day, so I have stuff on my finger. Okay, anyways, so that just softens the wax. Sometimes most chime candle holders are kind of smaller than these candles are, so I will, once it's softened, I'll mold the bottom a little bit so that it will fit into a candle holder better. I probably need a candle holder. If you don't have a candle, I often just put them on a plate or some sort of burn safe surface. Sometimes I put them on the crystals. This is selenite, so it's really sensitive, and I always end up getting mad at myself for it. Yeah, let me grab a candle holder. I totally didn't even think about that. So if you need to gather supplies, go ahead and do that now. Another thing I might, like if you don't have the kit, any candle will do, any herb will do, any oil will do. One thing I will mention about the beeswax candles is that I do recommend, if you're anointing them for a scent or an aroma, that you use it immediately. That's one of the reasons why I don't sell scented candles, because the scent really just doesn't stay on there no matter how much oil I douse on there. The beeswax just doesn't absorb. So if you want to roll both of your candles this evening, you can. Just know that it's not going to be as fragrant as as it will be this evening when we use the second candle for the full moon. So just keep that in mind. Again, if you don't have the supplies, any candle will do. I hope that before you are watching this video that you have taken time to kind of reflect on what your intentions are. I hope the pick a card reading kind of solidified any intentions that you might be setting. Personally, I am really going to be focusing on this elemental routine and self-care. So that is why we chose the candle color of pink for the heart chakra. The heart chakra is usually associated with green, but it also is associated with pink. So I really need to focus on self-care. I've already like gone through I've already done my like monthly evaluation that I usually do. This isn't even the right planner. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Sorry about that. I was using the demo planner and I was like, wow, this planner is really neat. Because there wasn't anything written in it. I was like, well, this is really clean. So as I was saying, I've already, so how I use the blank pages that come with in between every new moon, there's also one blank page for every full moon, is I just brain dump everything that I want to do just so that's out of my head. I don't put pressure on myself to do everything, but it's just what I take a few things here and there and move them to the weekly blank space, and get things done as I can, and then I come back and see what else I wanted to do this month. So I just kind of like use it to get it out of my brain, and then I decide what things are actually happening on a weekly basis. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I have my personal things that I want to do, the stuff for my massage business, the stuff that I need to do for YouTube and live streaming, and then for my shop and for the planner. And you can't really see the stuff that I've checked off because I used this green pen with a really light color, and so you can't really see the stuff that I did or needed to do. But I did everything that I had on my list for the planner. I didn't do a single thing for my personal life. I didn't do anything. Oh, I did like maybe one thing for my massage business. I didn't do anything for the YouTube channel or the live streaming stuff that I like, or the shop. Like none of it. Like the only thing I focused on is the planner. So I need to bring self-care into my life. This is why I got sick. This is why I'm not taking care of myself. And I need to spread if I want to keep my massage business going, if I want to keep my online business going, if I want to keep streaming, I have to reorganize and refocus and restructure and balance things out. And self-care has to be a part of that. So I've already reflected on last month and the things that I want to change and do as we move forward. And the Aquarius moon helps us figure out different ways of doing that, different ways of structuring our lives, and out of the box kind of thinking. Again, it's an air element, so we're thinking about like, how can we change this? This is all mental. Like, how can we out of the box kind of thinking. Of course, we can add the air element and that sort of thing to our altar. But for me, I'm going to focus on creating an elemental routine, and I'm hoping that will help create the balance that I'm looking for. For me, this means resting on water days. It means providing some sort of structure for earth days. This also includes like physically strengthening my body with strength exercises or weightlifting. Fire, I tend to really get things done on fire days, and I also try to focus on my body cardio wise, on my cardiovascular system and that sort of thing. And then on air days, I try to do the mental things, the things that require brain power. This is also going to be a day that I will focus on meditation and meditation and breath work as part of my self-care routine. So I've already reflected. I encourage you to reflect on last month and how you want to move forward. Also take a look at your mood tracker. I pretty much know like where is last month? I pretty much know how my cycle goes and how that works. This month was kind of weird because I got sick, so it's not really something that I can really pull that much from. But just definitely take a check back and look at those things as well. So where was, oh, I don't remember where my paper clip was. So from here, what I will physically do is, like, I've circled things that I need to move over to next month and to make those priorities. So I put those on the top of the list. And then I cross out things that I'm just like, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm not interested in doing that anymore. And I move that over to the next month, the blank pages that are provided for you there at the beginning here. So with that said, combined with the which pile resonated with me the most, that those are the things that I'm going to be thinking about while I'm dressing my candle and while I am focusing my intentions and that sort of thing. So like I said before, I've already warmed this up a little bit. And if you had the kit, you have your little oil here. We will come back to it at the end of the ritual, and you have your rose quartz heart here too, that you might want to anoint with this oil. Because this is something that I'm going to recommend that you carry with you. So we're putting our intentions into this rose quartz heart so that you can carry that energy with you. And we are infusing our intentions into this candle. So we're also going to be using, I really like using the roller balls on the candles. I think it works really well. So I use this like when I used to sell the anointed candles, but I kind of stopped doing that after a while. I do also like to put some oil on the wick because that's really going to like ignite your intentions up there. So while you're dressing your candle, while you're getting everything set up, be thinking about self-care, thinking about self-love, thinking about whatever it is that you're setting intentions around. Okay, I did want to have some solfeggio frequencies while I'm working with 417 right now. Oh, I had it there, I just didn't have it on. Kind of get yourself centered. Call your energy in. You might want to take a few deep breaths. You're also breathing in the essential oils here. I also like to use this time to think of how the oils make you feel when you take a deep breath. What feelings, thoughts, sensations do you feel when you inhale there? So it's rose essential oil, rosemary infused oil, rosemary essential oil, and rose geranium essential oil infused with the rose quartz gemstones as well. So just think about how that makes you feel. Think about where in your body you feel the sensations, and be thinking about your intentions. Like, how do I create more of this feeling that I feel when I inhale? Aquarius is an air sign, so we're using our breath to really imprint these intentions into our body and into our cells, where do you feel, where do you want to feel more of that? For me, it's like, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's the reason why we have the saying, stop and smell the roses. It really brings you to this moment of peace. Even if it is for just one inhale, it brings you there. So be thinking about that when you're infusing, while you're rolling your herbs. So there's a little bit left over here, and I recommend breaking these up into smaller pieces. And I also need a little bit more on there. I just find that when you have the bigger chunks, when you light it, it tends to kind of, it has a big flame. So you want to be careful. Obviously never leave it unattended, but I find that the smaller pieces, it's kind of why I stopped selling already rolled candles, because I can't have somebody suing me because they weren't paying attention to their candles. So I like to break it up into really tiny pieces. It burns better. It also sticks onto the candle better. And like I said, you can also use a regular candle like I have over here. And you can just sprinkle the herb in there, obviously before it's lit. I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle some in there now. Also, by breaking this up into little pieces, it's also going to infuse the oil that you've already put on your hands into that too. I'll probably end up needing a little bit more, but I just kind of like roll it around in here just to get some on every side. And then I fold the paper in half, and I really press into it and get that, try to get those herbs to really stick on there. Be thinking about your intention. You might want to be mindful about which hand you're using. Typically, for me, my right hand is my sending. So I want to be like pushing my intentions from my brain out into my arm and into the candle as I'm doing this. So be thinking about that and your intentions. Yeah, I think I definitely want some more on here. So this will last you for quite a few. You'll definitely have, don't be scared to like be using too much. Like I've barely used any of that. So you'll definitely have enough for the full moon candle that we'll be doing, and more. You can continue to do this. I do know, just in case anybody has the metal rollers, like I just reused an old roller ball, so this is a plastic one, but the metal ones do not roll as well. And I was trying to be a little bit more environmentally friendly when I purchased these, but like I was trying to minimize some of the plastic, but yeah, they don't roll as well. They do work well for the rolling on your body, which I'll recommend you do at the end of the ritual or throughout the rest of the month. But for rolling on the candles, they might not work as well. I was just trying to be good. So again, focus on your intentions as you're rolling. And really press it in there. Because like I said, the beeswax doesn't really hold very well, so yeah. I think that looks perfect for me. Sometimes you might have to like hold the end of your candle over another flame, or light the end of it to get it to stick and stand up. I shouldn't have molded the bottom of this, because this candle holder I made specifically for these these candles, so I didn't actually need to mold the bottom there. Alrighty, so get our crystal anointed. You might want to hold it in your right hand to channel that intention into the candle. You might want to be journaling this as well. I did want to, one of the so the question is, am I focused on what I want most? And just in case this helps you set your intentions a little bit more, is one reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. So ask yourself, is my life a reflection of my values, or do I need to make adjustments, prioritize? So I'm prioritizing self-care this month. I have a lot of focuses, so I need to either eliminate things so I'm not spreading myself too thin, or I need to, hey baby, you want to come do a ritual with us? She is so bored because we've been sick and haven't been able to play with her. But so my intention is to really focus on self-care. I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not at all. Like, I didn't do a single nice thing for myself this month other than forcing myself to rest because I was sick, and that was just because I had to. So that I kind of hold my hands over my candle and kind of try to envision infusing my candle with that energy. So I'm just kind of like free flowing, like what I was thinking, like I need to take care of myself. I do have my crystal in my hand too, so I'm infusing the crystal while I'm infusing the candle. Take a few deep breaths if you need to really focus and set your intention. I think I'll just be silent for a while and give us all an opportunity to really focus. You can also do this and infuse your intentions into your oil. Hold it in your hand and just envision that it's flowing into there. And I'd like us to light our candles together. Still like to hold my hands over it and just really focus. Watch the flame. See what messages or images you see in the flame. Write those down, journal those down, journal your intention. Writing things down is so helpful for me. It like solidifies it. And that's the same thing that we're doing here with the candle is we're solidifying our thought and our intention. Our thought is just air. It's nothing. It's air. The air element is intangible. We can't touch it. So we're putting it into this candle. We're putting it into this stone, and we're putting it into this oil. So now that we've done that, we can release the guardians. Because the opening a circle creates this container. It creates this container to hold this in the same way that we're creating a container or an outlet for our intentions to go into the candle and the stone and the crystal. So by releasing and opening this circle, it sends the intentions out into the universe, but it still allows the energy to be in this candle. So this is something that you can carry with you for the entire month or however long that you need it, to have that self-love, that self-care energy infused into it, as well as the oil. So the oil, what I do with my roller oils is I physically write on my body every morning different symbols. I have a specific heart symbol for love. Rose is really good for your skin, and rosemary is really good for your skin. So don't be worried about putting this on your face, especially at nighttime. Like, it's a really great moisturizer, and that can be a ritual in and of itself. So I've been having sinus issues, so now I can kind of massage my sinuses up here, massage my forehead, my third eye, loosen that energy. This is something that you can add to your normal facial routine. Doing little compressions on your face. Every morning I draw symbols on my body. Specifically because we're focusing on self-care, I recommend using a heart. So I literally will write a heart wherever I need it. So check in with yourself every morning. This is just a recommendation. You don't have to do this. But if you check in with yourself every morning and notice how your body feels, notice how you feel mentally, and ask yourself where, like, if you're feeling any pain, where am I feeling pain? And then you take this oil, and I always have hip pain, so I'm always drawing hearts all over my hip. Sending love, literally sending love to that area, sending that self-care energy that you've encapsulated into this bottle, into that area. If it's something mental, I'll write the symbol on my hands, and I'll inhale it, or I'll run it through my energy field. If I'm sad about something, I really tune in and ask myself, where do I feel this sadness in my body? And then I will focus on that area and draw the heart symbol on that area. That's just a recommendation. That's how I use my oils every day. I'm covered in oil at the beginning of the day. But if you don't want to be putting all these things on your body, you can anoint your hands with it, and again, run it through your energetic field, or physically place your arm on that part of the body that might be experiencing pain or tension or tightness. And then you can wash your hands later if you're worried about having this scent on you. Rose is a very florally scent, but it brings me so much peace. I don't mind it, and I'm typically not a floral scent kind of person. So we have our intentions infused into these objects, and we can use them throughout the month to remind us of our intentions, because life gets crazy and we're gonna forget. So take time, if there's anything that bubbles up to the surface that is... Actually, let me close the circle first. So we want to thank the guardians of the north, We release them from the circle. We thank them for their strength and stability and for always keeping us safe and protected and for looking out for us. We release you from the circle with gratitude. Guardians of the South, or I keep getting my Guardians of the West, the spirits of water. Thank you for your cleansing waters. Thank you for helping us not get overwhelmed and not get overly emotional, especially when we're talking about self-care. We release you from the circle with gratitude. And Guardians of the South, thank you for your fire. Thank you. Oh, and we thank the Guardians of the West for our oil element. And we thank the Guardians of the North for our earth element here. And we thank the Guardians of the South and their fire element for helping us infuse our intentions into this flame, for help igniting this flame within ourselves, to give us the strength and the power and the stamina to continue with these intentions and to follow through with them. We release you from the circle with gratitude. And Guardians of the East, the spirits of air, thank you for the breath of life that we all get to take part in every day but totally forget about it. We appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for giving us that breath that takes us back to ourselves, takes us back to center, and gives us that peace. Thank you for the wisdom that you share with us. We release you from the circle with gratitude. In this new moon in your element, we so appreciate your energy. So now the circle is closed. And we thank our spirit guides for being here. We thank our angels, and we always thank them for helping us throughout the month. I thank my beautiful in real life spirit guide Odin for interrupting us this evening. Yes, we love you. So I wanted to close the circle before I talked about any sort of negative sort of thing, because we've already infused these with good intentions. We don't want to put any negative energy in that. If you're having any of these thoughts come up, I recommend writing them down and burning them, or writing them down and working through them and transforming them and changing them into something else. For example, if you're like, I don't have time for self-care, you say, like, write that down. I don't have time for self-care. And then you ask yourself, well, can I make time? You look at your schedule, you look at your... This is why I use the vertical planner, is because you block, if you visualize your day as a timeline, it helps you figure that out. Like, and I mean, on this template that I gave you for the beginning of the month, like, really write down everything that you do. Like, look at your typical day. Like, I get up at 7 and I feed the cats, and then I like, write down everything. Like, feed the cats at 7. I usually do the dishes at like 7:30. I'm sweeping and vacuuming the floor, or throwing in a load of laundry. Like, write everything down, and then I'm putting my appointments in. I'm putting in my work schedule. So then I can really see, like, oh, well, really, from 8:30 until 10 o'clock, I was on social media. And it's hard running your own business because we use social media as an excuse. Like, well, I have to post on social media every day because the algorithm and blah, 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 blah. But really, I'm wasting a lot of time on there. So that helps me figure out my day and see, well, if I omit that, or if it's something that you have to do, but you don't necessarily have to do it here, and you can take that out and move it onto a different day, that's going to give you a couple hours where you can focus on some sort of self-care routine, whether that's exercise, meditation, yoga, pulling some oracle cards, coloring, crafting, creating, even if it is just for 30 minutes a day, reading a book, journaling in your journal. This vertical template helps me find find those little chunks of time where I'm able to really fit in things that I want to do, things that fill me back up, things that aren't draining me. Binge watching TV, we all fucking do it. It's not filling our cup back up. We do it every freaking night at the end of the day, wasting how many hours when we could be doing something that fills us back up. We need to be restoring and regenerating in the evening and getting a good night's sleep so that we're able to really, really do the things that we want to do. I could talk about this forever. It's kind of why I wanted it to be live. But I like that anybody can watch this whenever they need to, and they can come back to it whenever they need to. We'll be in touch about what we will do for the full moon. The full moon might be live because, I mean, the full moon we're having more energy. We'll see. We'll see about it. I'm not making any promises because Lord knows I can never keep them. But I hope you have a happy new moon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, or whatever time you end up watching this. And I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. You know who you are. You mean the world to me. I would have given up a long time ago if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you next time.